First of all, I think that a lot of people deeply misunderstand what is being asserted when the claim is made that Zionism is best understood as a colonial project. You would often hear Zionist apologists say that Jews cannot be colonizers in the land between the river and the sea for the simple fact that they are the descendants of a once great civilization that has existed in that land. If anything, they are the true indigenous people returning home at last. By the way, I used to believe this very much myself. Today, I don't find this to be very convincing. It's not so much that the argument is false, it's rather that it misses the point. The phenomenon of colonialism, properly understood, has nothing to do with the question of whose land a certain land is. The question of whose land is a very problematic question. It might even be nonsensical. I mean, since the dawn of the human species, human beings have roamed the face of the earth several times over, certainly in Africa and Eurasia, and certainly in the land bridging between these continents. The ancient kingdom of Judea is only one out of many, many cultures that have succeeded each other in that land since deep prehistory all the way down to our time. In fact, that Judean kingdom, according to its own tradition, was founded by a coalition of foreign tribes who exterminated and enslaved the previous inhabitants of the land. Furthermore, it is by no means clear that modern-day European Jews are more the descendants of those ancient Judeans than, say, the Palestinian Falahin, by which I mean the Arab Muslim peasants that the early Zionists encountered in the land, mostly in its mountainous region. These Falahin may well have been the descendants of ancient Judean peasants, known in Jewish tradition as Am Haaretz, which means people of the land, who possibly, unlike the urban elites, remained in place after the destruction of the Judean polity and continued to till the land generation after generation, adopting along the way the Arab language and the religion of Islam. This was, by the way, a theory accepted at one time by Zionists, among them Ber Borochov, Yitzhak Ben Tzvi, and David Ben Gurion. But even if we ignored such complications, and even if we accepted that modern European Jews are the only rightful heirs of the ancient kingdom of Judea, even then, who's to say that property rights are transferable across so many generations while being absent from the land? Maybe, maybe not. The point is that once you start testing the narrative, once you start to honestly and critically examine the Zionist historical claim to the land between the river and the sea, you find that there is some historical substance in that story, but also a lot of ambiguity, controversy, and in short, ideology in choosing to paint history in this particular manner. But in any case, the theory of colonialism, properly understood, doesn't even dip its toes in these muddy waters. It doesn't ask the question of whose land. When we differentiate between colonizer and colonized, we do not do so on the basis of the questionable idea that there is such a thing as the rightful, natural inhabitants of a certain piece of land. When we differentiate between colonizer and colonized, we simply acknowledge a certain pattern in history, a kind of asymmetrical relationship between human groups that bears striking similarities wherever this relationship appears, whether we are looking at North America in the 18th century or Palestine in the 20th century. And it is this historical pattern that I would like to explore in more detail right now.